with mistletoe, though, but, well, we may see, huh? You've all heard the saying, you get out what you put in. Well, it couldn't be more true when it comes to food and exercise. Mike D'Angelo, co-owner of fitness director at BodyEvolver, is here to show us some tricks on staying fit this holiday season while still eating maybe not all the goodies, but some of the goodies.
Some of the goodies.
Some of the goodies.
You should indulge, just be careful.
Okay, let's start over here because tis the season to indulge a bit,
Correct.
to party and be
That's
festive
right.
and
enjoy life.
have a glass of wine or a cup of eggnog or dinner and cookies and chocolate. And
Right.
so let's start over here.
Okay.
You're going to have a glass of wine. What should you keep in mind?
If you're going to have a glass of wine's about 120 calories. So in order to burn that off, you'd have to do a half hour of snow shoveling in order to burn that off, moderate snow shoveling. If you have 2 glasses of wine, that's an hour of snow shoveling. So once you get all warm, then you got to burn it off. Most people through the holiday gain about a pound of fat, you know, when it's all said and done.
So that whole 7 pounds throughout the holiday
people may gain 7 pounds, but they may take 6 of them off. So you're still left with 1.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
that's not so bad.
Well, but year after year after year, that accumulates. And so here it is 5 years later, 10 years later, you're 5–10 pounds heavier. And, you know, that begins to, you know, contribute to the obesity epidemic.
Right. That's very true.
So
let's move on to eggnog because wine is actually sort of good for you.
Wine is good. The tannins are very healthy.
In moderation. Eggnog,
I love wine.
It's just pure fat, huh?
Bad news on the eggnog. Anyone who's into eggnog, So a glass of eggnog is 360 calories.
Okay.
And so,
that's without the rum or with the rum?
That's without the rum. You add a shot of rum, that's about another 120. So
oh wow.
You're in it deep.
That's 500 calories.
Almost, yeah. You're in it pretty deep.
You might as well eat a turkey sandwich.
That's about 500 too. You're right. So it's, you know, choose your calories. So in order to burn the eggnog off, you'd have to jump rope for 26 minutes straight. Non-stop.
Who can do that?
Nobody.
Okay.
Well, nobody I know. I mean, you'd have to go.
Can you do that?
I can't do it 26 minutes straight. I can maybe do it a minute or 2 straight. You know, when you train for boxing, it's 3 minutes max, and those guys are dying. So, you know, 26 minutes straight, pretty intense exercise.
Okay, let's move on now. Like, typical holiday meal.
This is a typical holiday meal, and this is, you know, from a serving size standpoint, you know, looks about right. That's 1,000 calories. Some people eat more than that. You know, 1,000 calories is more than half the calories most people need to consume in any one given day. So if you're gonna, you know, partake in the entire holiday from beginning to end, you're gonna have to watch how many calories you consume at the beginning and how many calories you consume at the end, assuming about 2 or 3 o'clock you're having a gigantic meal.
Right.
You know?
Now, is it a good idea to just bank all of your calories and eat one big meal?
Well, you could do that, but the problem with that is it doesn't play into your metabolic rate. When you skip meals, you lower your metabolic rate. So the idea is the small, consistent meals works. You know, that's the best case scenario, day-to-day living. But when it comes to a holiday, I mean, everyone should indulge. Everyone should stuff themselves and have fun, but just be cautious and be aware that, you know, there are consequences, you know, to the foods that you consume, and you're going to have to pay off those consequences if you're not careful.
Okay, well, no meal is complete without dessert.
That's right, and here we have dessert. We've got a little pumpkin pie, one of my personal favorites.
Sweet potato for me, but close enough.
Okay, right on. Yeah, vegetable.
Exactly. Orange.
That's right. So pumpkin pie's 340 calories.
Really?
Yeah. So a typical slice of pumpkin pie.
And apple pie is about the same, huh?
Apple pie's a little higher than that.
More? Oh,
More.
great.
And pecan will kill you.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So the pumpkin pie would be about, you know, 40 minutes or so of moderate strength training.
Really? Well, when you say moderate, is that
moderate
you're
meaning,
like out of breath?
you know, well, where you're, you know, controlling your motions, but you're not necessarily, you know, killing yourself.
Okay.
You know, maybe 20, 25 minutes if you're really intense about your strength training. But most people, the way they go about strength training is, you know, they do a set, they rest, they do another set, they rest, they move on to another exercise. And at that sort of pace, that's what you need to do to burn just that off.
So we're getting close to the end of the holiday season. You know, you have a couple of Christmas parties, you have Hanukkah coming up, and then you have New Year. So what should people keep in mind as we are entering the final stretch of the holiday season?
Stay on a program if you're on one. And if you can't, if you know you're going to be going to a cocktail party, then either precede that cocktail party with some exercise. And if you, you know, after the exercise, I mean, after the party. The next morning, wake up,